Hello, my name is Sandy-Kaye. Welcome back for another pregnancy update. Thank you so much for joining us. I have my little daughter Jordy Ray with us. Yeah, and as usual, she'll likely be crawling around. She has an awesome bed head this morning. I combed it back while she had wet hair last night after a bath. It was just a mohawk this morning. I love it. So I will be going over week 18 of pregnancy. I am exactly 19 weeks pregnant today. Let's start with baby. And baby is now the size of a mango, just still growing, having a growth spurt, and 6 inches long and 8 ounces. So baby is now half a pound. That's pretty exciting. Baby's legs are longer than the arms finally now, and so the kicks could be a little stronger this week, and you might feel them for the first time if you haven't yet. The baby's lungs are developing with the main airways, the bronchioles, which are forming this week. And finally, the baby's cheesy vernix caseosa, if that's how you say it, is now covering their skin, which will prevent wrinkling when they are born. For symptoms this week, I have a new pimple on my forehead right here, which is always fun, and my rash is still there. It's all red. For cravings this week, I've been enjoying strawberries and chocolate. Not necessarily together, but separate. And then also just noticed I'm more snacky, not wanting big meals, but just kind of snacking all day. This week has been a little bit more emotional for me. I found out my friend in the ICU is doing worse than I thought when I finally got an update. She's on life support, so there was lots of tears that day. I kind of have them all out now, but yeah, that was a hard day. My daughter is now down to like 1 time, sometimes none at all nursing. It drives me crazy because she's one that will only nurse up to 30 seconds and then she's done, and so she's popping on and off constantly, which drives me crazy. This week I've had a harder time just being a patient parent. I have learned strategies from books I've read and know there's better ways than what I've been doing this week, but it just takes more emotional regulation on my part, and I've just gotten a little bit lazy this week, so that's something I'm going to try and be better about. In general, I've just had a harder time with crying, especially if my toddler and the baby are crying. I'm just like, just stop, everyone. So how am I preparing for labor and birth? How have I been preparing for labor and birth? I've kind of got a long list of things at this point, so I'll just give you a quick rundown of what I've been doing. At this point, I've been listening to Christian hypnobirthing. With every nap, I try and just fall asleep to that, which gets me in the mindset of being relaxed while I listen to them. Or if I wake up with my husband and he leaves by 5 a.m. and I want to go back to sleep till like 7, then I'll also play it just so I'm having those positive affirmations. Even if I'm sleeping, I feel like it's still doing some work. I've also been doing the wide straddle stretch, the Taylor stretch, which is like one leg tucked in, the other leg out, and doing cat and cow every day. I've been squatting low, especially when I'm picking up things. It's always important to not bend down with your back, but with your knees. Every day I do Kegels, and I also do TA activation, which stands for your transverse abdominals, or your, like if you think of a corset tightening, that's kind of what you're doing, bringing your muscles together inward, and then at the same time doing a pelvic tilt. I like to do them before bed, lying flat on my back, or doing them up against a wall so that you have the visual of the ground or the wall. Your back should be flat against it when you tuck your pelvis under. This week I talked about my J breathing that I practiced during number 2, so you can go back to that video if you want more details on that. And finally, just sticking to positive birth stories and starting to visualize my own positive, empowering birth and how I want it to go. Oh my goodness, I just burped like 5 times. I don't ever like to leave those on the camera because I think burping's gross, but there's another symptom. For best moment this week, I would say watching my son swimming for his swim lessons, and then my daughter also got in the water, which encouraged him to get in because it's been a while since we've been to the pool, and without me being in the water, it kind of took a little bit. So once his sister was in, then he was happy to get in and swim. Last question is, what am I most excited for? And that would be Miss Jordy Ray's first birthday, which is just in like 9 days, so a little over a week. I'm getting excited just with planning it, and we're keeping it simple, but you know, just preparing a few more things. I gotta make something today for it and that type of thing. Can you believe it? You're gonna be one. This little girl just popped another tooth too. All right, friends, let's finish off with a bump update. It's my 19-week belly from the side, from the front. Thank you so much for joining me for another pregnancy update, and we will catch you in the next video. Bye.